Welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we are tackling a massive challenge. Honestly, it's the kind of thing that keeps compliance leaders, risk managers, and ops executives up at night. How exactly do you scale your operations and support aggressive business growth without constantly, and I mean constantly, expanding your headcount and drowning your team in manual work? Well, today we're looking at a platform called Complii, which is designed from the ground up to solve exactly this problem. We're going to explore how strategic compliance leadership can actually transform their tech stack from a growth bottleneck into an incredibly streamlined automated engine. Let's get started. Okay, let's dive into this. Here's a quick look at the roadmap for today's explainer. We'll start with the operational bottleneck, then look at centralizing your compliance engine, scaling with AI automation, managing identity and risk, built for audit readiness, and finally, wrap it up with the Complii strategic advantage. All right, section 1, the operational bottleneck, overcoming fragmented tools.
So if you're a chief compliance officer, you absolutely know this dilemma. Product and sales teams are pushing for hypergrowth, right? But your compliance capacity just kind of hits a wall. Comparing legacy operations to a modernized future state really captures that pain perfectly. Think about it. Without a unified system, you are likely dealing with fragmented tools across your screening, monitoring, and reporting. What does that mean? It means manual reviews that bottleneck onboarding, a heavily burdened analyst team doing the same repetitive alert handling over and over, and investigations that just crawl because your evidence is scattered everywhere. But when we look at the future state with Complii, it is a completely different story. We're talking about automated monitoring across customers and transactions, AI-assisted investigations to handle that repetitive grunt work, and having all your cases, risk context, and documents centralized with audit-ready logs. It's a literal paradigm shift from reactive manual labor to proactive automated control.
Moving right along to section 2, centralizing your compliance engine, a streamlined workflow. The core philosophy here is pretty simple. Reduce the operational load by bringing everything under one roof. And as compliance leadership, you don't need to get bogged down in the engineering weeds to appreciate this. It's a streamlined 4-step workflow. Step 1, you just connect your data. You can do this via their API or directly in the Complii console. Step 2 is where it gets really smart. The system screens and clusters identities so your team completely avoids doing duplicate work on the exact same person. Step 3 is all about ongoing monitoring and alerting as risk changes over time. And finally, step 4, your analysts investigate using a centralized workspace that has all the linked transactions and supporting evidence right there at their fingertips. It's clean, it's logical, and it's highly efficient. Which brings us to section 3, scaling with AI automation, lowering the workload. Now, centralizing is great, for sure, but to truly handle higher volume without constantly adding headcount, you need intelligent automation. Just look at that number, a 70 to 80% workload reduction. I mean, wow, this isn't just a marginal improvement, it's a massive operational shift. Complii achieves this through its AI screening review, which uses advanced AI to make binary decisions, automatically create cases, and recalculate risk. Just imagine taking nearly 80% of the repetitive, low-value alert triage off your analysts' plates. Giving them that time back means they can actually focus on real, complex risk. So how exactly is the AI pulling this off? Well, it starts right at onboarding. The AI document analysis uses vision technology to automatically extract accurate data from document images, things like passports and ID cards. Because of this, the AI customer creation feature can instantly set up a full customer profile from literally just 1 or 2 document images. And as we just discussed, the intelligent triage provides AI-assisted alert triage and match resolution. Your teams can process dramatically more volume, much faster, without adding any operational drag whatsoever. Let's look at section 4, managing identity and risk, uncovering true connections. Up until now, we've talked a lot about speed and efficiency, but let's be real, none of that matters if your system is missing real threats. Complii moves way beyond basic name matching. The foundational technology they use here is called UCID identity intelligence. Instead of looking at isolated, fragmented records, UCID automatically groups related customer records into a single, unified identity cluster. This is absolutely crucial for leadership to grasp. It means that even as customer data changes, or if there happen to be duplicate entries in your system, your screening, risk scoring, and monitoring remain incredibly consistent because they're tied to the true cluster, not just an isolated random data point. And this brilliantly illustrates how that identity intelligence is applied in the real world to squash those annoying, irrelevant alerts. First, you've got FP2 advanced fingerprinting. This uses next-generation phonetic matching to handle misspellings and typo variations with incredible precision. Second, the network analytics gives you actual visibility into flow patterns, who sent what to whom, and it detects high-risk transaction corridors. And finally, configurable presets. Right inside the user interface, without changing a single line of code, you can tune your matching settings to strict, balanced, or loose, so you can perfectly align the system with your company's specific risk appetite.
Okay, Section 5, Built for Audit Readiness, Defensible Decisions.
For any compliance leader, innovation is fantastic, but maintaining a bulletproof regulatory defense, that is your ultimate backstop. Defensibility is baked right into the platform, right out of the box. Built-in activity logging ensures every single change is traceable. Review metadata means your analysts have dedicated workspaces to properly document their decisions and any remediation steps. You've got secure document storage with authorized access and full audit logs. Plus, the Web App Control Center gives administrators granular insight into all API activity and internal watch lists. So when the auditors inevitably come knocking, everything is centralized, logged, and ready to present. No scrambling required.
Now, what's really interesting about this part is how Compliant combines transaction monitoring with document intelligence. It uses something called conditional document trees. Basically, when a transaction monitoring rule fires, the system automatically checks the UCID-linked documents. If the required evidence is already on file, it just suppresses the alert so your team doesn't waste time looking at it. But if those documents are missing, it escalates the alert immediately. It's just a highly intelligent, context-aware way to manage risk without the noise.
Finally, Section 6, the Compliance Strategic Advantage, tailored for regulated teams. Let's summarize the overall value proposition here. No matter your operational model, compliance should be an enabler of growth, not a speed bump, right? If you're a remittance company, Complii lets you easily monitor high transaction volumes and corridor risks. For fintechs, their API-first approach means you can scale your onboarding and monitoring without slowing down product growth one bit. Dedicated compliance teams get to centralize their investigations and easily prepare that vital audit evidence. And for compliance as a service models, you can simply plug in this KYC and KYB engine and rely on their 99.9% uptime. The whole shebang is built specifically to keep you fully aligned to policy while you ship faster. So what does this all mean? The absolutely crucial point is this. As a compliance leader, your technology stack literally dictates whether you are facilitating business growth or holding it back. I highly encourage you to take a hard look at the tools your analysts are using today. Are your compliance operations genuinely ready to scale, or are fragmented tools and manual bottlenecks actively slowing your growth? It's a really important question every compliance executive needs to answer for themselves. Thanks so much for joining me on this deep dive into Complii out here on The Explainer. I really hope this sparks some good ideas for your own operational roadmap. Keep learning, and we'll see you next time.